What's happening, guys? I hope we're doing good and alright. Today is day two, or like part two, sorry, of becoming a confident dyslexic. Now, today I want us to talk about who do you want to become? Because in part one we kind of talked about, okay, what is confidence and how can it really be gained, and that you as a person can gain it. It's not reserved from the 100%, like the special people, and it's not like something that you can't have because of your dyslexia. You can have it and you have a right to have it, you just need to do certain things. To have dyslexia, it's not limiting, it's not like dyslexia isn't like a physical barrier that's stopping you. It may seem like that at times, but I'm telling you from someone who felt the barrier, and someone who has learnt so many different strategies to overcome it. Anyway, today is about who do you want to become to conquer your dyslexia. That's part two. Hope you enjoyed today's episode, guys. And yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. So the big question is this: how can dyslexics like us create a place, a community, a tribe where people at any stage of life can come and solve any challenge, amplify their strengths, and ultimately help them become who they were meant to be, or in other words, conquer their dyslexia? That is the question, and this show is the answer. My name's Theo Goff, and welcome to the Conquering Dyslexia podcast. So guys, part two, becoming a confident dyslexic. Part two is all about who do you want to become? Like, what does it mean to become a confident dyslexic, or even a confident person? Because I really want to get rid of the term confident dyslexic, because you can be confident about your dyslexia, but I think one thing that comes before that is being confident in yourself. And you could say being confident in yourself is like being confident in your dyslexia, or as your dyslexic. So we want to say, what does that look like? What vision is that? Because so many people that I talk to, so many people that I coach, so many people that I try to help in this area, they say that they don't feel confident and they want to build confidence. And I say, okay, well, how do you want to act? How do you want to be? What does being confident look like for you? And they spend 10, 20 minutes explaining what they don't want, about how they've acted and how they don't want to act. And that was me. I remember sort of like hating everything, hating the way I was acting, hating the fact that I had butterflies in my stomach when people looked at me, hated the fact that I couldn't speak, hating the fact that I couldn't act or be myself. I hated all that, and that's always what I didn't want. Then something I learned through getting obsessed with like this personal development stuff, and something that's critically important in getting what you want, critically important, like goal setting, as it were, because ultimately we have a goal, we want to be confident. But a big reason why people struggle to get these goals or struggle to become confident is because they're too focused on what they don't want, not what they do want. This is a story about how do you become a good racing driver. And you become a good racing driver by not looking at the wall that you don't want to hit, but by looking where you're going. Because when you're on a tightrope, when you're doing something dangerous, you focus on what you want. You look at when you're on a tightrope, you look at the rope. You look at the rope ahead of you. You don't look down and look how far you need to fall. Just you look forward and you look at the rope you have to walk on, and that's all you're focused on. When you're driving, you want to focus on where you want to go. I'm in Thailand, I'm in my little bike. If I'm going around a corner and I look at where I don't want to go, I don't want to fall into that ditch, or I don't want to fall over that cliff. But if I stare there, guess what's going to happen? My car's going to move there, my bike's going to move there. Same for race car drivers. If they want to go somewhere, they stare at that thing. And once you stare at that thing, then you automatically turn the wheel to go towards that. But if you try and turn the wheel to go this way, but you're staring at this thing because you don't want to hit it, you'll inevitably turn the wheel towards where you don't want to go. And this is as true it is for for racing car drivers, for me driving my bike, for standing on a tightrope, as it is for being confident, as it is for life and goal setting. If you've got to focus on where you want to go, not what you don't want. So always focus on what you don't want. Guess what? You're going to notice more of that, and you can get more of that. If we focus on how you don't want to act, you can notice all the little ways you act like that. And then ultimately you're going to be that person. You're going to grow into that. Oh, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want that. And you can see more of that, and it won't move you forward in what you want. So the biggest thing that I remember I told you, something I'd done, is that I created a little post about, okay, who do I want to be and who do I not want to be? And I always stare at the one I want to be, say, this is how I want to be and how I want to act. And I remember getting specifically clear, writing down exactly how I want to act, exactly how I want to walk into school. I want to school with my shoulders back, my chest forward, looking up, looking straight. I want to go into class at the beginning of school and crack a joke and smile and talk to people. I want to have fun in lessons, make jokes, you know what I mean, and be that person that can make friends, that can go to parties. And I described in detail the actions I want to take, or detail exactly what it would look like. And that gave me a ballpark to hit. Okay, did I act like that? No. Okay, let's try and act like that again tomorrow. And what I did, like I did rituals beforehand to kind of put me in state. What state is like put me in the certain feeling I would need to be confident. And one of the things I'd do, I would sort of move my body in a very confident way. And I'd say, and every day and everywhere I'm becoming more and more confident. I'll say this in the morning, like beat my chest and have my shoulders back and visualize me walk into class and really have a certain state and really anchor that in. Because when we look at, there's certain therapies and certain things where you can, anchoring is a big part of it. And what anchoring is part of human nature, is that we can link certain states to certain situations or to certain actions, to certain things. Like, for example, if you're really, really sad and someone does something, like really, really sad and someone taps you on the shoulder, really sad someone taps you on the shoulder, when you're normal, when you don't feel sad at all and feel normal, someone taps you on the shoulder in exactly the same way, you'd instantly feel sad, because your body create like a neural link where that feeling of feeling sad is created to this touch. It's done with all the senses: the taste, the sight, the smell, the touch, the hearing. And that's a part of, water went on me, that's a part of like how our bodies work, and it's so interesting when you look at like how we behave. But when you come into the context of being confident, we've got to anchor a certain state to being confident. We've got to anchor a certain state, and we've got to put ourselves there. And the way we do that is when we're alone, we got to, in a way, force it. We got to sort of like be that person. And the way we be that person is we put our shoulders back, we put our chest up, we put our chin up. We speak in a very, very confident way. We speak loud, we speak how we want to act. Sorry, there's a little bug on me. I haven't seen that one before. Can you go away, please? I'm filming a podcast about how to be confident. So I doubt of that confidently. Anyway, you got to act as if. And you don't just pretend you're acting as if. You got to actually be that. Breathe in the way. You got to, like, this is a big thing that I learned. If you want to learn about state, Tony Robbins, and just got obsessed with that stuff. But I rehearsed. I felt very confident. I anchored it in. One thing I did is squeeze my left hand really, really, really hard. Or I did this little like power pose where I'd hit my chest, go, ah, and it would like change me, and I just feel it instantly. And these are the things I've done to put me in the state of how I want to act. But today's episode is all about, if you take everything I'm telling you here, because it's all incredibly useful to being confident, but what I'm thinking about, knowing exactly how you want to be, exactly how you want to act to the T, to the emotions, and then pick a point. Because if you're unconfident, we go for the day, like if we're at work, if we're at school, we have the rituals that we go through. I mean, we have routines that are very predictable in work, in school, in education. Very, very predictable routines. And oftentimes we can feel unconfident in these routines. We can feel like down in the dumps. We can feel like, because this is how also anchors can work us in the negative. Because if you feel unconfident, like first day we went to school, and you mean the first person you see, and there's noises, and there's a certain routine. That routine can anchor you into being shy. And that's something that I dealt with. It was incredibly hard for me to be confident in school, because I anchored in being the shyest person ever for weeks and months. The same routine, I'd always anchor that in. But what I realised is that it's incredibly hard for me to be confident in this environment. I have to create a strong anchor and learn to be confident in a different environment where I don't have any anchors. Like, but in my mind, I don't like, I want to be in a new place where people don't know me. And basically what that was, when I travel up and down for boxing, I'd travel to London, like in a busy, it was like Victoria Station, very busy station, train station, like thousands of people. And I'd be like, okay, I'm the confident person ever. And what I would do is I would say hi to 20 random people. No conversation, just you walk up, you stare at a person, go, okay, that person, go, hi, and carry on walking. It's so unnerving the first time. It's so like scaring, but after you do that time and time and time again, you begin to be confident. And then you begin to build the momentum to be able to be confident in this environment where you previously weren't confident. And we'll come on to that in later episodes about how to do that. It's such an important key. Such an important key, but to being confident is that becoming confident in a different environment, so you can take that into the environment where you're not confident. Guys, I hope this is making sense. I know I'm kind of talking a lot here about stuff that may seem a lot of sense and a lot of new concept about human anchoring and things like that. But we got to realize the purpose of this episode is in detail realizing how you got to act and then seeing how you would act like that. And one of the biggest benefits of this is stop focusing on what you don't want. Start focusing on what you do want. And the best way of doing this is writing it down. The best way of doing this is creating a visual picture. The best way of doing this is like creating an image in your head, doing it over and over and over again. So that it's so clear, and so you so know what you want to do, is that it's so motivating. It's so motivating to see every single day who you want to be and being excited. Not that, oh, I'm trying to get there, that soon you'll be that person. It's a matter of time before you become that, before you be that person. You've got to have that confidence, have that motivation, have that momentum of becoming this person. And do that whatever way that communicate towards you, but it has to be something visual where you can look at it every single day about who you want to become. An image, a story, a person. And you have to be able to close your eyes and visualize that, and also open your eyes and look at some sort of thing there. This is exactly how I want to be, exactly how I want to act. And the best way to do this is to get as specific as possible. How do you want to walk into school? How do you want to walk into work? Why do you want to make a joke? How do you want to act? Who do you want to speak to? Like, and just be more and more detailed possible. You might say, oh, Theo, I don't want to be as detailed as possible because then I'm limiting myself. Like, oh, I don't want to have to be like cut into this little like space. I'm saying, no, you have to get as specific as possible because when you become confident, you don't have to do every little detail, but this gives you a line to go there. Because once you become confident, you're not worried about doing every little detail because you know you're confident. But before you're there, you've got to make an image about who you want and be able to visualize it as cleanly and closely as possible, guys. So yeah, that's the homework from part number 2, is knowing exactly who you want to become and creating something you can see and visualize it as closely as possible. And every single day, got to look at that and become that more and more and more and more. And guys, later we'll obviously focus on the anchoring. Later we're going to focus on, okay, the actual habits, the actual actions we're doing to become confident. Because these are the first steps, the building momentum, building up the belief, building up like the story that we can do it, and then setting up a good foundation so we can explode this stuff. Okay guys, I'm really excited to see you again for part 3 of Becoming Confident Dyslexic. Hope you have a good day, guys. Hope you do the homework, and see you all again later.